Hello everyone, in this video we'll answer two questions. Why does Inventa need credentials and how to add them to our system? Adding repository credentials is an important step in the system's initial configuration. Inventa requires read-only access to each data repository to scan them and find sensitive data to process. Creating a read-only user in different systems goes beyond the scope of this video. Our assumption is you already have all logins, passwords and keys ready. Roughly speaking, different vendors use either login and password to authenticate a user or some combination of access, secret key and, for example, email address. Logins and passwords are quite commonplace, so we'll focus on vendors using other techniques. There are a few examples of authentication types and vendors. In this slide, there is a screenshot from our system. As you can see, in case of Amazon S3, two keys are required: access and secret key. The next cloud storage provider is Google. To connect to a Google Drive, three things are needed: client email, delegate user email, and private key. To connect to Google Cloud Storage, a client email and a private key. Microsoft OneDrive requires four things: client ID, tenant, public key, and secret key. And now let me show you how to add basic credentials, login and password to Inventa. Let's start. So first step, go to Settings, Repository Credentials. This is the place where all credentials live. And now press Add Credentials button, name. I will use Google DB because I plan to use this login and password to access my Google Cloud databases. Authentication Method, basic login and password. And one great feature, there is a list of all vendors and products which are supported by this version of 1touch Inventa. You can always check your version here. So in my case, it is 2.8.2. Login and password. Basically, I can just press Save button and that's it, credentials are in the system. But let's take a look at this option. If I click this box, I'm basically saying, my dear Inventa, could you please, each time when you come across a new repository, try to use this login and password to access the data inside this repository. So let's click here. You have two options. You can either apply credentials as default to selected analytic engines or network analytic engines. In my case, I've got only one. It is called Core. Or you can apply credentials to all analytic engines which you have at the moment or in the future. And the last step, we have to choose product or products. I'll go for Google. So Google Cloud SQL Server, Google Cloud and Google Cloud MySQL. And the last step, just press Save button. So as you can see, credentials has been added to our system. Let's take a quick look at the user interface. There are a couple of actions available. First one is you can delete credentials. Then there is an option to edit them. And as you can see, you can change everything. Name, then login, update password, everything is available. Great, let's cancel. Next one. So green marks, they show that these accounts or credentials are used as defaults. So in our case, TestDisna and Google DB. And the last thing which I would like to show you, if I click here, I can quickly check so to which appliances and which products these particular credentials are applied as default. Let me show you how to add Amazon S3 bucket credentials to our system. First of all, go to Settings, Repository Credentials, and then press Add Credentials button. Name, let it be Amazon S3, but you can choose any name you like. Authentication Method. Access keys, Amazon. Let's quickly check. Yeah, so that's exactly what we looked for, Amazon S3. Access key, I will copy it, but I don't show it to you, I'm sorry, it is hidden. And secret key. Again, yeah, good. And now I also suggest checking this box, use credentials as default. Let's apply it to all available and future engines or appliances. And the last step, we have to confirm that these credentials will be default for Amazon S3. And then just press save. Yeah, so that's how we add Amazon S3 credentials to our system. Well, that's all. I hope that this video will help you. If you have additional questions, just ask them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. Thank you.